What's up, people? How do you like the new intro? We got we had a bit of audio issues, which is just random gear going live gremlins, it seems, because everything was working an hour or two ago. So, you know, that's how it goes. My glass was more full. Now it's less full. Funny how that happens. So we got some fun things for you tonight. We're going to go through Renless folks being Renless folks, and everybody has both an asshole and an opinion, and sometimes they are an asshole with an opinion. But, you know, the point of bringing that up, rage bait title, yeah. Fantastic. Welcome, friend. The gist of that is the internet sometimes is a place to get advice. Sometimes it isn't, because people that don't know what that are not knowledgeable in a subject may look at a brain surgeon with blood coming out of someone's head and say that brain surgeon has no idea what they're doing because blood is leaving that person's head. But if it was for blood pressure buildup in their skull, then that's exactly what's supposed to happen. This particular post on Renlist is kind of like that, if you will. This is somebody seeing some shit that they think is wrong where it's actually right. Crazy how that works. But the internets never lie. In other exciting news, all of you non-GT car owners, I'm going to look down my nose at thee, as it were, the three Renaissance, as the meme is. Let me look down my nose. Anywho, we're here to welcome you to the Dundon family. So we've been hard at work bringing a whole gigantic slew of new suspension parts. We're going to go through that. 996, 997, 991, 992. All of those. This is a good actual Inconel muffler to take a look at. We'll get to that. We've got a new product intro that we shipped the first production part. These are our new carbon wind deflectors. A long time in the making, but good things come to those who wait. And also long requested, we are working on but are not finished with, I'll get that out of the glare, our carbon license plate frame. This is turned out relatively good. I had to make a pivot because most Porsches, thank you Porsche Seattle North, come with 4 holes for a reason, because those 4 holes are for race cars that hold the license plate tight. So we're going to go back to the vendor for these and see if they can make it slightly different. Welcome everyone. Thank you for all of your patronage, as it were, this fine evening. Inertia Fulcrum, welcome. Jason Bjornebo. Bjornebo. I don't know how to say your last name, Jason. You'll have to phonetically spell that for me. Brandon, welcome. Taj is in the house. He'll be Skogie. That's another name I don't recognize. What's up, everybody? Thank you for letting us know that you're here with a comment. That lets us know that you're listening and that you appreciate what it is we're doing. So why don't we get right to it? We'll get all the clickbait rage out of it. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We have no idea. We just kind of do some random shit and pray that you guys haven't caught on in 9 years. Our 9-year anniversary is this year. And it's actually not too far from now. I'd have to go look and see when we got our business license, but I think it's about now, January 20 something. So, what's up, everybody? Where do you want me to put this, producer man? Right there? This is good? Okay. Very shiny. Yeah. move some stuff. I can get my employment security department. Any of y'all who own a business, you know this place is horrible. But yeah, they're giving me a penalty for sending in a document that they wanted, but they didn't want it in the form that they got it. So now I got to pay $250 because some person there can't read. Awesome. And somebody wants to buy something at almost 5 o'clock. That's great. Michael Colglaz. Michael, you should join us on our, I'm sure Ted will try and pick that up. But he should try and join us. This is my kitty cat. You guys can't see. We'll get to this. So, Rob, welcome. Well, welcome, Skogie. We're happy to. Emily is watching. Oh crap! I gotta mind my P's and Q's. Dang it! All the boys I can be belligerent around, not with the ladies. Can't get away with that. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about how our mufflers are made. Why do they have these stripes? Well, let's talk about how Porsche mufflers are not made. Ours have these stripes are actually gussets. They're internal ribs, like how you would build a submarine. Oh, look at Dundon with the Dundon. Look at Justin with the tray of goodies. So that rib would look something like this. This is for our GT4 RS muffler. This is what was handy. This sits in here like this. You can see these little tabs on here. I think everybody can see these tabs. Yeah, come down here. Everybody can see these little tabs. These tabs stick through this surface. I can go to you can go back to the small camera so everybody can see what I'm. So this little surface is where one of those tabs came through. And those tabs come through to support the entirety of the shell as it's going along. Now, what you want to happen for this skin is you want the skin to suck down around these braces such that it gives it a lot of internal strength, gives it a lot of strength. A comment from Renlist, the ever knowledgeable glitterati know-it-alls that are on the internet associated with Porsche land, is why do people spend so much money when their parts look like garbage? I think I'm paraphrasing, something along those lines. And then somebody was like, yeah, they don't, that looks like garbage. And of course they're going after the idea that a pie cut is little tiny wedges, one purple, one silver, a whole slew of them stacked all around to make a bend, is what an exhaust is supposed to look like. So funny, if you walk the paddock at the Daytona 24, which is happening this weekend, I bet you not a single exhaust looks like that, and a lot of them look like this. Just saying. Maybe. Who knows? We don't know what we're doing accordingly. So our stuff looks like garbage. I think a lot of our customers disagree with that, but somebody on Renlist thought spent enough time and enough energy to be able to make that comment. So anyway, figured we'd take the opportunity to educate everyone about why they look like this and what these little dashes that are working their way around are. These are the reinforcements of where this tab that comes through gets melted and forms a bit of a rivet, if you will. So it widens out and we hold all of that down with that melted rivet. So same thing going along the backside here. Inconel is heavier than titanium, by the way, but it is very nice. We only pretty much sell Inconel to race cars and special requests because it isn't really needed. So this back area is a reinforcement plate. Reinforcement plate is where, like those of you with a 997 will remember that this is the area that cracks on the stock muffler. It breaks, and it breaks because of oil canning. You'll notice on our muffler, I'll get back to that, things oil can when they're flat. So if you have a flat plane, the back of the material will flex and move, right? If it's round, it maintains some structure. It's harder for it to move because it's already got some tension in it. When it's flat, it's easier for it to, called oil canning from back in the day when oil came in metal cans, and when you would pour it out, it would form a vacuum in the can and suck it in. So that's why it's called oil canning. So you can see the edge of this. There are no flat surfaces. Everything's round. So every part of it's round. So back to the back. Ow! Reinforcement plate. Just squished my finger. This is an entire extra plate, and we stitch each part of this to the back to reinforce it. So it's a well thought out design. It's been rocking on a number of cars, including race cars, cup cars. This is the same design that our time muffler is, our lifetime muffler is in 321 stainless. So figured that comment from the most knowledgeable experts out there, the 9-year anniversary. Funny. Gave us a good opportunity to do a bit of edumacation on why we're so proud of this muffler and why we continue to sell them and why they work so well. So yeah, Dundon welders earning their keep. Yes, sir. The other thing is you'll notice there's no rainbow colors on this. It's all silver. That's kind of what you want to see. You want to see it all silver. You don't want to see you don't want to see blues and browns and these kind of colors. Ideally, you want it all pretty silver. And for it to not have been treated, i.e. not sandblasted, not painted, not chromed, not nothing, just raw. Just the raw material, all silver. That's how we roll up here in Dundon Motorsports. So enough on that. If anyone has any questions about that, hit us up in the comments. Happy to answer them. We can roll on. Where do you want me to leave this? It's nice for the set. We'll just stick it right here. And grab this. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. We'll do a new product introduction while we're on the topic. Oh, I got my man scissors. Man scissors. I don't think it was actually taped. We used man scissors unnecessarily, but oh, I got you. Okay. It's bagged, huh? If I can figure out how this box works. There we go. Aha! So, when you open a Dundon box, you get a postcard with a pretty car on it. This postcard, we didn't put it in red, but we tried to. help.dundonmotorsports.com for instructions in all caps, videos, and our FAQ. So, when people say you didn't send the instructions, you're right. They're on the internet, and we sent you a postcard to say go there to the internet to find them. Some things are actually reasonable to find on the internet. Guys that don't know what the hell they're talking about, maybe not so much. You also get some stickers. Yeah, we'll come back to cryo. Come back to that. Oh yeah, the sign. It's up. Justin's OG. He remembers the sign. You get, whoa, these are very white. There we go. There we go. Dundon stickers for your car. This is the only hardware you get with this product. These are very special screws. Surprisingly difficult to find, but we did find them. This is how this comes packaged. These are our wind deflectors. Yay! You'll notice that they have a skeleton with our logo. Very nice. Very nice. I feel bad cutting this open. Somebody's going to have to rebag this. We don't have to cut them open. It's fine. So, we have pictures on our website of how these look on 991.1 GT3. These are for 981, 991 vehicles. 992s are coming soon. The reason that we put an aluminum frame on the inside And we talked about these previously when we had the prototypes in-house. Is a lot of folks, there's a couple different versions of these out in the world. Some are just carbon shells that stick over the plastic. We'll get there, brother. We'll get there. They just stick over the plastic. Some of them are 3D printed plastic on the inside, and these tabs and such, these little tabs that are machined into this will break, and then they kind of fly off at speed. They don't have a great thread. That's why we did a machined inner, so that we can form the threads well, have the tab be very strong, and then this is permanently bonded to a beautiful pre-preg carbon outer. Get back in there. Go. And okay, you guys are gonna make me cut it open. My knife is still relatively sharp, so that's good. Here we go. So glossy. It's like that on the car, like that. So the bottom, and then has a little, comes down a little bit, deflects all the wind. Why do you need these? So let's talk about that. Why would you need this shiny bit of carbon on your car? It isn't for decoration. I mean, if you wanted it for decoration, welcome to have it for decoration. You don't need it. What you need it for is those of us who are on the track and we have to have windows down. Show off, Ed. Yes, we'll talk about that here in a minute. I know, right? The 991 will go wub 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 wub, and that's the air pressure kind of hitting the cabin and then leaving the cabin and hitting the cabin and then leaving the cabin. And what these do is they help direct that airflow away from the trailing edge of the window, so it doesn't get caught there and want to wub 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 as you're driving down the road. So that is new product, and we're going to talk about some more new products that are coming this quarter. Let me get this all put back together. And if one of you gets this with the bag open, I open it, so it's okay. Likely Ramses will repackage this. So set this off frame. And Patrick, Kelly, I have your coffee mug that you left in the Aston Martin when you borrowed it. It's over here. We had to think about whose that was. Random, but yes. Ed brings up an interesting point about the 992 GT3 RS. Because it has a 992 GT3 RS has a whole lot of aero. It has hood vents that direct the air up and around the cabin. So when they when the air comes around the cabin, it's hot. So it's less dense than the surrounding air. So the 992 GT3 RS doesn't have a lot of wub problems because it's already got a bit of less dense air kind of coming around and making it so that you don't have those issues. What's weird though is if it's cool out and you roll the window down, it'll be like you turned the heat on because all the hot air from the engine or from the radiator is now kind of coming in the window. So Ed is not the first that have asked, can I have a heat deflector for the 992? As we do the CFD, we'll have a little bit better idea of what's going on with that. Our engineer for that, Ryan, is actually at the 24 hours, the Rolex at Daytona. He is supporting a team in their bid to go race and do well there. So he will not be running CFD for us until he's back. That was a bit of a surprise for him. He was not planning on it, but that is, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, see, we did muffler, we did new products, we did not do new suspension goodies. This whiskey? Hi. Oh my goodness. So many new parts that we copied from everybody else out there in the world. No, I'm kidding. We didn't copy. We designed these all from first principles. We get accused of a lot of shit, and I'm kind of a snarky asshole when it comes to that. I don't let things go very quickly. So, but that's fine. That's my prerogative. So we're gonna be leading with the 991 and 992 suspension arms and MCS package. This is not altruism. This is capitalism at work. This market is underserved, and currently there is not one place that you can go for all of these parts. You have to get them from here and there and everywhere, and nothing really works as well together as it could. So we are entering the market. We're hoping to have these, I'd say probably by the end of February, we'll have them on the website, everything ready to go, available for purchase. Nice thing about when we put together a part, the stock brake ducts will fit to these parts. The stock ride height sensors will fit to these parts. All of the little bits and pieces that you might wait. Who's Snarky Puppy? Snarky Puppy is a band I follow. The guy I'm taking sax lessons from is the sax player in Snarky Puppy. That's why I was like, wait, Ed knows Snarky Puppy? That's a jazz group. What the hell? So anyway, distracted. A number of unique designs. This is a 992 lower control arm. Badass band. Yes, they are. I do like Snarky Puppy. So I'm actually learning a solo from their sax player, Bob Reynolds, and Chris Potter, who did some stuff with Snarky Puppy. Anyway, very fun to get into this market. We're excited to provide fully vetted MCS packages, just like you would get for a GT3. All the suspension arms to get all of the cambers and to remove casters and correct the toe and all that stuff. What's up, Mr. Black Walter? How are you? Love to see you running every day. Amazing results, brother. Amazing results. So, what else? So yeah, more to come on that. And that was the entirety of my presentation for the evening. I shall rest. Oh, it is not. It is not the entirety. We still have the Green Monster. Justin posed it. You can buy one. Is all of the Manthey are all of the Manthey mods for the 992 GT3 RS worth more than 1 Bitcoin? So curious. They say they make a little over a ton of downforce at 170 miles an hour. The interesting thing is our 992 GT3 full lab rat package, our aero package, makes 1,995 pounds of downforce at 170 miles an hour. And you know what's weird is you shouldn't care how much downforce it makes at 170 miles an hour. Because if you're at 170 miles an hour, you should probably not be turning the car very much. Just saying. Maybe you can, but it's probably more interesting around, 80, 90 miles an hour. That's, 2,200 pounds at 177 miles an hour. So very good. Very good. I was 10% off. The semi-active suspension is interesting. So what they did is they have something reading the knobs and a motor changing the clicker on the KWs. That's fine. So what's also curious is they didn't change the spring rates much for the amount of aero that they're making. So the I'll just leave that. I'll leave that as it lies. My concern with only having 4 clicks of dampers in 4 clicks, 5 clicks, plus or minus, with the electronic, is that's not enough range, generally speaking. That's one of the things that we really were looking for when we put MCS on our 992 GT3 RS, was to ensure that we had adequate range to be able to dial everything exactly how we wanted. And quite frankly, unlike the KWs, where the adjusters are on the bottoms of the dampers down by the wheel, take the wheel off, adjust them, all of our adjustments are available. So you get it to the track, you dial it in, if you even changed it. In most cases, you don't need to, nor should you. And then when you're getting ready to leave, if you don't want all the compression in the car, you just turn a couple clicks back and you're good to go. Drive home in comfort. So we're very excited to have MCS as a partner, continue to have them as a partner with the development of the 992 GT3 RS. The other thing, we'll go back to the brake thing. I'm not sure about the cars in Germany, but Manthey sure plays up the brake line. And I'm not entirely sure, because I don't know anyone here in the US that changes the brake lines. That somehow Porsche brake lines are inferior. Because what's funny is the street car and the cup car use the same brake lines. And the cup car doesn't seem to have any brake issues. I don't know. So maybe Manthey thinks they do. I wonder if they put Manthey brake lines on their homologated cup cars that are racing, or if they just use the ones that Porsche. Don't know. Good question. Maybe one day we'll have a Manthey representative as a guest. That would be amazing. So, anywho, what else? Oh yes, and you don't have a rear view mirror anymore, because you have a shark fin. Just cool looking, and you got to remove your rear glass and put in all that. Anyway, it's $116,000 for special personalization badges, some stickers, a bit of some end plates, a whole lot of ribs on the roof, a rear wing. We still haven't seen the bottom of the car. There's something going on there. But Ed, you're killing me with the message retracted stuff. I get to reading it, and then you pull it away from me. What? So, I suppose, Oris, you're right. There's no reason to see out the back window when you're in front. When you're leading everybody, you ain't got to look out your back window. You just got to look in front. But I'm wondering how that passes NHTSA here in the U.S. Do they have a camera that permanently plays, for a rear view mirror? I mean, that's fine. I'd rather have that anyway, but it seems it still has a rear view mirror to look at nothing. So, yeah, Brandon, you're 100% right. How many cars and coffee events will you win with a Manthey RS? You can flex on a mofo next to you. Back up, son. That's the VIP parking right there. Let me in. Anyway, I don't know. 116K is a lot. We'll see what we come up with. It's a big budget. You've got a full lab rat with power and suspension and aero and everything is like half that for a GT4 RS or a 992 GT3. A frunk conversion kit? No, but we do have a great place to put those canisters in the 992 GT3 RS that is not in the front. It's in the upper cowling. We have a nice little doodad that goes in there that Charles came up with, because that's where ours are. Do you have a picture of that? It's available to purchase now. So we'll share that next week, because our car is finally put back together. We have the next refinement on our MCS package that we're finishing up. and we'll be releasing our scan to CAD video here probably this week. You think, Justin? I think so. So do we have a little preview of that we can share? Oh, but wait, breaking news. Oh, shoot. Yes. I wanted to talk about the new kit that we're putting on the website. This is something I've been trying to educate folks about. It's our 991.2 GT3 D3 Plus package. And the D3 Plus, what is that? So essentially our D3 package is headers, your choice of muffler, be it lifetime, ultralight, or mini crack. Full intake kit with our airbox and our plenum with 93 millimeter throttle body, and our custom tune enabled by a Cobb access port. This combination is absurd. It's absurd. Max wheel horsepower gains of 65 wheel horsepower. Peak gains of 55 plus wheel horsepower. I think the car that we tested was 447 and it came out 502. Silly. It's silly. This is a manual car here, local to us. We actually went to this gentleman's restaurant for our holiday, long overdue. This was this past weekend. Our holiday get together, holiday party, and his car is just silly. It's got MCS. It's got all of it. It's got everything. It's super rad. So we are going to push this package for all of the folks who are out of warranty or have aftermarket warranty on the 991.2 GT3 because it is crazy. 991.2 GT3. We do the same thing for all of the 997s. The D4 package is a game changer for all of those. So it's very much worth it. It leapfrogs the 991.2 GT3 RS by a significant margin. And honestly makes it one of the highest horsepower street cars on 92 octane we've ever tested, we've ever developed. So it's spectacular. It's the first 991.2 manual that I was very, very interested in. So it's very close to a D4, but what's crazy is we haven't even done the intake runners for the 991.2 yet. That's still a first quarter project. We're still going to try and push through to get that at least started. We keep getting curveballs thrown at us. Seems to be a regular occurrence. So things that take a week take 3. Things that should take 3 weeks take 6. So just kind of a normal thing. You got to start planning for it that way. Did you have a picture of those dynos? Could you you can grab the preview I sent you. The D3, yeah, the D3 Plus. I'll put it in social media. We'll come back to the preview of the scanning video. We'll play that out and yeah. Uh-oh. Don't drop the mic. Wasn't even meant to be a mic drop. So that's the full package on the car. You can see the intake up there. I think the you just got to scroll down for the dynos. There you go. So that's max gains. Pretty crazy. Torque gain, insane. 4,000 RPM. The car wants to rip the tires off. Pretty crazy. And this is peak gains. 502 at the wheels. We're going to try and do this with as many of the 991s and 991.2s, and 992 GT3 is going to be here in a few weeks to attempt to do this very same thing. See if we can't get it from 445 up to 502. Yes, sir. They are scroll fans. Scroll fans on the intake is how you keep the intake air temperatures where you want it. Where you want it. So, huh? Manthey? Oh, yes. Manthey. How the They is Thai, I'm not sure, but you know. Yes, please. Someone German or British, let us know. Let's go to how we scan to CAD. There's been a lot of oh yeah, Manthey puddle lights. You know, that's worth 116K all by itself. Just that. Give me those puddle lights. If you're a Bitcoin billionaire, then you know, 1 Bitcoin, who cares? Eh. All right. So there's always been a bit of confusion when we say we 3D scan things and what that means. So we put a little video together to help, as best we can, go through all of the steps that are required to actually make it a useful tool, not a toy. And our friend Kirk Meyer cut this together, came down and took some video with Charles scanning the lab rat. What's that? So many dots, all the dots. The dots are there so that the tool can recognize where it is in space, and it can scale things correctly as you move closer and move away. You have to thoughtfully scan the car and position the dots, because as you peel layers off, let's say we start at the outside, we go to the inside, we have to make sure that we can align all of those surfaces once we take those scans away and move them to the computer. So the number of times that we've had to go back and rescan something because it wasn't done correctly the first time from years ago is less and less as we have gotten older. So the scanner is good for sub-millimeter repeatability and accuracy. I think somewhere along the lines like 0.03 millimeters, so like 300 microns. The foot powder fairy, absolutely, yes. Funny, they sell dusting powder for 3D scanning, and it's really expensive. And we found that Athlete's foot powder works really well, and it's cheap, so that's what we use. And inevitably, I always end up with a black car that is the hardest thing to scan because it's like trying to scan a mirror. Maybe one day Porsche will let me have an orange one. That day has yet to happen, but maybe one day. We can all dream. Hell, I got an orange K truck before I got an orange Porsche. This is the next part of it that is actually the most time consuming and painstaking. That's taking the point cloud, because these are just triangles that it formed, and actually translating that into a solid body, a skin, planes, to be able to start to build CAD files. To give you an idea, Portier is our design engineer in Croatia. He's been doing this for a minute. And we had the scans of the GT3 RS done when? Like July, August, something like that, because he came by and was helping to finish them up. And we didn't have a completed CAD file of the complete car until November. And in November, he still had a couple things to clean up, but that was the gist. That's how much time it took to recreate the entire car in CAD. So to think that this is an easy button, kinda, but it's necessary. So it's a necessary evil for us to be able to design the parts with the elegance that we do, so that they fit exactly in the spaces that we want them to, and that we can make it such that our aero components require no permanent modification of the car. Everything bolts on, everything bolts off, and all of your stock components bolt back onto the car. Stuff like that. Alex Club 18. Let's do questions. Let me have it. What do you think will change between the .1 and .2 GT3? The .2 GT3 will cost a lot more, and it will have less horsepower. That's what I think. The rest of it's entirely the same. Couple little things there in the front. They're blocking off some of the side to get a little bit more stagnation on the splitter. They got a slightly different lip profile. They have more strict emissions requirements for the 992.2 GT3. So they have to run, they're running essentially the same cams and programming as the 992 GT3 RS, but they are not going to be able to achieve as much horsepower because they have more stringent particulate filtering going on. So that is one of the issues with the 992 GT3. That Porsche jacked the heck out of the price tag. So not a fan of it. For my money, I would buy a 992.1 GT3 and mod the hell out of it. But you know, come on, what we do. Good question though. Good question. Bring me some more. What else you got? Lay some questions on me. Was my rant ranty enough for Mr. Larry Beck? Because he always is interested in my rants. I don't think I rant, but you know, I don't think I have a loud voice either. But I guess I do. Who knew? Who knew? The front GTS will grow on us? Oh, the of the front of the new GTs? They always seem to. I wasn't a fan of the little nose on the 992 GT3, little piggy nose, whatever, right there in the front. But that grew on me. It doesn't. I think the proportions of the 992 GT3 honestly are better with our full aero package on it. Looks more right than without it. But you know, scanning, yeah, literally. That's the scanning goes fast compared to the dealing with the scan and turning the scan into something. That takes a while. So good Whiskey Friday, y'all. A lot of new names in here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. I'll take some last minute questions if anybody has any. Rentard states, I do not understand people's willingness to pay for Dundon exhaust with such horrible craftsmanship. My first welding class? Did you add that, or is that really? My first welding class. Oh. Meaning that's our first welding class. Got it. Beautiful. Oh, the GTS flaps on the bumper? Yeah, I don't. I think they're purposeful. We'll see. everybody have fun at the Rolex. And those of you who are not at the Rolex, have fun at Car Week in Scottsdale. That is happening. My cousin is down there. It is his first Car Week in Scottsdale. He is at the car auctions. He offered to get me a paddle and bid on cars for me. I asked him only if he's paying with his money. Is he going to bid for me down at Car Week? No, thank you very much. So yeah, I think we're time to go get some hamburgers for a Friday night. You all have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully, those of you in LA, you get some rain so the fires stop. Those of you on the East Coast, get some sun so the snow melts. And hopefully our weather stays how it's been, because it's been kind of cold and blue and nice. I'm not complaining. Everybody else be safe, and we will talk to you soon. And if you get a chance, follow Mr. Ed Assed and his new lovely 992 GT3 RS with a Dundon street header and ultralight tie muffler system on it. I'm sure it sounds bitchin', Mr. Ed. Talk to you soon.